Hi there, my name is Tammy Abbott, and today I'm going to be talking to you about site visits. In property management, it's really important to make sure that you visit the subject property. If you don't ever go there, you are not going to know what the condition of the property is, and who knows how the tenant is going to take care of it. We want to ensure here at Results Realty that our properties stay in as prime condition as they can. We want the properties to be in as good as or better condition than when the tenant originally moved in. The site visits, we conduct them on a quarterly basis. So every 3 months, all of our properties get an interior site visit. At that time, we send out 2 people from the office. One is from the service department, and another one is the handyman or the contractor. They will change the air conditioning heating filters at the time that they are at the property. The reason that we want to change the air conditioning heating filters at that time is because it's too hard to determine whether the tenant has done it themselves or not. In our lease agreements, it does state that the tenant is responsible to change the filters every month. And it's really hard on your air conditioning heating system if they are not changed. So at least when we go on our quarterly site visits, we know that they're being changed every 3 months. That way it saves the owner extra added expense if their air conditioning unit has to be serviced or if they have to do a replacement. So make sure that you do regular site visits on the properties. Most of the real estate companies out there, quite frankly, you're lucky if they do a drive-by once a year. And it's just not good enough. The site visit needs to be an interior inspection. It is a difficult task to do because we have to coordinate with the tenants and they go on vacation. Sometimes people are sick. They work different hours, and so we have to get inside the property. What we'll do is we'll send out an initial letter to the tenant letting them know that their site visit is coming up. And we don't exactly want them to know when we're coming all the time. We just want them to know that we're coming on a regular basis so that in their minds they know we're going to be coming, so they'll keep the property in better condition. You know, things like cleaning the carpets, picking up after their pets, just keeping the property in overall general good condition and good repair. Of course, any major repairs are the responsibility of the homeowner themselves, but little items that need to be taken care of on a regular basis, like the cleaning and the carpets and things like that, those are responsibilities of the tenant. We give the tenant a letter in advance and send it to them in the mail letting them know that we're going to be coming by. Then we'll follow up with calls to make sure that they know. We'll give them a little bit of a time frame when we're going to be coming. We're going to be coming, between 10 and 12 or 12 and 2, whatever our estimation is for that day. Normally we do our site visits on the weekends because the majority of people are home at that time. If for some reason we cannot get into the property, the tenant is on vacation or what have you, then we will reschedule with them later on in that same week. We want to make sure that we are getting into that property and that the site visits aren't missed. We want to make sure that we get in to see it. If for some reason the tenant isn't letting us in, there's probably a reason for it. So we want to make sure to find out what that is, and whatever the item is that the tenant needs to take care of, we want to make sure that they're taking care of it. Once we've been to the site or the property and we've determined that there's an issue that the tenant needs to take care of, that they're responsible for, we'll give them a formal notice. We have an exact site visit form that we use, and we mark down how the property is, if there's items that need attention. Once we've given them the notice, we'll just leave it there at the property for them to take care of, and then we want to do a follow-up as well to make sure that the tenant has followed up and has taken care of whatever the item may be. So those items are done on a quarterly basis. When they go into the property as well, we want to make sure that they're checking every room. All of the bedrooms, all of the bathrooms, the garage, the total exterior of the property, as well as the total interior of the property. If for some reason, say somebody's sick in one of the bedrooms and we can't get into the bedroom at that time, again, we have to reschedule and go back out to the property because we want to make sure and get into every room in the property. We want to make sure that there isn't unauthorized pets on the property, which is another reason to review the file prior to going out to the site visits and looking at the photos that we have of the pets, because we don't want them to, with a lot of properties we don't know what kind of pets are in what properties unless we make a review before going out to those properties. So if there's unauthorized pets, we want to know about it. We don't allow puppies in any of our residences because they do go to the bathroom and they have to learn how to be potty trained. So we don't allow puppies on our properties. So again, we want to make sure that there's not unauthorized pets, unauthorized guests staying there for a lengthy period of time. You know, in our lease agreement at this time, it says that they can have any guests over 20 days, they would have to start paying to have those people be as residents as well. The other thing that I wanted to cover is on the site visits, we also do an inspection, a mini inspection. It's not a formal inspection by any means, but we want to make sure that the property doesn't have anything going on that may be a larger expense for the homeowner later. So what they'll do is they'll check underneath the sinks, behind the toilets, look in the showers, and make sure there's not any small leak that could be taken care of now that later may cause mold issues if the tenant doesn't notice something under the sink, and it could be a larger expense. Or maybe something even as simple as little caulking around the showers in the tub area. You know, the owner can do just a little bit of maintenance and maintain it and make sure that water isn't getting in behind the tiles. If those things go unchecked, then all of a sudden now you have to replace all the drywall behind the tiles and put all the tiles back. And you know, if for some reason one of the tiles gets broken while they're doing the maintenance, and we can't find that tile anywhere, now we have to replace all the tiles. So a small little $30 item can turn into a $2,000 item left unchecked. So that's why we like to do a little formal mini inspection, just to help protect the homeowner's property as well. So site visits are a very, very important aspect of property management. If you're trying to manage your property on your own, it's very difficult to go into a property that has a tenant in it because you feel like you're intruding upon them. But keep in mind that that's one of the most important aspects of property management, is making sure, getting inside of the property and making sure that the tenant is taking care of it.